Gong, I prefer gong better than Christian girls.
I started realizing that I really wanted to learn a second language. It was my goal, and I decided to buy like a self-learning program, and I randomly just picked a DVD out of all these foreign languages, and it happened to be Japanese. So I took that home and I learnt the first 2 alphabets pretty easily. So I changed schools, went to a school that provided Japanese, and I decided, well, I'm gonna have to go to Japan again. That I did. There was so much more to see. I went there and I went to a place called Okayama, which is probably the same sort of size as Adelaide, so I wanted to sort of leave that scene and see the big city in Tokyo and the cultural hub like in Kyoto and places like that. And first time in a giant city. As I said, I was from the country originally, so it was a pretty big experience for me, hearing the hum and the noises of this massive city that never goes to sleep. In Adelaide, you know, pretty crowded and swampy looking pub, met my girlfriend, and the funny thing is that she couldn't hear me at all. I joined her in this booth and I started talking to her. For ages I thought what I was having riveting, complex conversations, and yet she didn't hear one of them, I found out later. We went out for a little bit, and this is in Adelaide, and then at the end of the year we said, oh, how about we go to Japan together? So I went to Japan with her. The first encounter and meeting my girlfriend's family was a pretty nerve-wracking day. That was at Kansai Airport in Osaka, and I just remember it being a really silent and not awkward, but just a really silent occasion. But then really quickly, you know, I became part of their family, and I remember the father saying to me that he didn't even think I was the boyfriend type character. And I lived with her in the countryside, in her family home, which is absolutely beautiful, and you can really see vividly and distinctly each season. I worked in the farm they had and the local fruit and vegetable shop, learning all about vegetables and fruits and things. I decided when I started working that I would make a Roman oven for them. It was a pretty big task, needed a lot of materials, and then I made pizzas and I sold that at the shop. But one of the most difficult things about a long distance relationship is having endurance and resilience for being apart from each other for a long time. That aside, the other thing that was very difficult is deciding, okay, if this is serious and I want to go longer in this relationship, where am I going to live? But the tone of Japan becomes very different when you want to work there and when you want to live there, almost as a permanent resident or a citizen. If I was to give advice in my particular situation, say between somebody in the West and Japan, would be to just take it each day and enjoy it for what it is. Would I do it again? Probably.